Yo, 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 yo. Music off. Music off. Countdown's over. Show me the money. Money rules everything. If you got money, money talks. Chris Tucker. If you know, you know. What up, Mike? What up, Jay? Jay. We get good news. And you already can't be happy. It's going to go wrong in a draft. Can we be happy for 10 seconds? Can we be happy? Show me the money. Lovey Marie. Listen. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. Tom Cruise. Let's go. Myles Garrett. He wants out, he says. Not anymore. Record-breaking contract. If you don't know, now you know. I'm going to get you the exact numbers. 123.5 million guaranteed money. 40 million per year for Myles Garrett makes him the highest paid non-quarterback. Let that sink in. Myles Garrett. So, where is he getting traded to? How many picks do we get for Myles Garrett? Is he going to the Eagles? Is he going to the Lions? We can nip that in the bud. He's back. You can wear your Myles Garrett jersey now. If you were going to sell it, if you were going to burn it, some people burn things. This is exciting news for the Cleveland Browns. This is exciting. Why is this exciting? They kept one of their cornerstones, one of their franchise players. If you think he's not worth the money, that's for another subject for another day. If you think they're going to fail in whatever they're going to do, who cares right now? This is about us keeping one of the best players in the NFL and not letting him go to another team and seeing him succeed and then crying like a baby and watching it happen. I am so excited. I don't have to watch him in Philadelphia or Detroit or somewhere else. Thank goodness. Free agency starts tomorrow. Don't use history. What do you mean don't use history? What do you mean don't use history? What did I miss? What did I miss with the don't use history? So maybe some of that Deshaun Watson restructuring his money we used on Myles Garrett. I don't know. Does he still have a no trade clause in his contract? I didn't look at the details. I'm just happy right now. Gas prices definitely going up at the Flying J gas stations to pay for this. When they bring up a new contract, they say highest paid in NFL history. Oh, I got what you're saying. Got you. Okay. How does this make you feel right now inside? Are you happy? Do you want to know what happened from, I think it was yesterday, when Jimmy Haslam, I'm not having a meeting with you. Supposedly, that was the rumor. The Browns are dug in. Myles Garrett said he was willing to sit out games until he was traded. 24 hours later to 48 hours later, here we are. What do you think happened for his mind to change, besides the money, obviously? What happened? Because he was dug in. Supposedly, he went on the Super Bowl World Tour saying he wanted out. 123.5 million reasons why he's back in. Does this change what they were going to do in the draft? If they were thinking about not taking a quarterback too, will they not take one now? Haslam knew he was about to be starting from ground zero. He didn't want to do that. Good point. Good point. Don't want to start from the bottom. Don't want to do a full rebuild. This lets me know the Browns are not doing a full start from scratch, start from zero, build over. They're not starting over, ladies and gentlemen. They are trying to retool, not rebuild. You rebuild by getting rid of Myles Garrett, getting everything you can get. But when you pay this man that amount of money, this is not a rebuild situation in Cleveland. This is a retool situation in Cleveland. They still believe they're in win now mode. Now, some people may not believe that. Some people will still think they need to rebuild, but Cleveland doesn't believe that. You don't pay Myles Garrett $123.5 million guaranteed, $40 million per year, and you think you have to rebuild. That's not a mentality that you have. And I'm here for it, because I don't want to sit here for a rebuild and watch my team continue to suck for multiple years like we sucked last year. I'm all for it. The best defensive player in the league, hands down. He gets triple teamed, double teamed, routinely. And the Browns knew it. They said, we're not trading you. And they meant it. We don't care what you want. You are too valuable. You are too great of a player to send you to another team. We don't want to be the team that let Myles Garrett get away. We will make you the highest paid defensive player ever before we let you go to another team and terrorize this franchise for the rest of our lives. I am so happy right now. So who's all coming back except Chubb that has the potential to make a difference? And that's where I cry. Chubb is not coming in. If you're just getting here, hit that like button for me. Myles Garrett's back. If you just woke up, got out of church, got out of brunch, got out of lunch, hit that like button. Myles Garrett is back, ladies and gentlemen. $40 million guaranteed, $40 million a year, 123.5 guaranteed money. Jimmy Haslam has pockets that deep. If you're just waking up, this is not a drill. This is real. Myles Garrett is here to stay. Just joke, everyone else is gone. Just joke. You don't think Denzel Ward's going to be back? Is Joke ever going to play again? That's the question. With his injury? What up, B Skrills? David Njoku has to be happy. David Njoku was campaigning for Myles Garrett to come back. He is. I think Denzel Ward will definitely be back. Stormy 500. How you doing, Stormy 500? He called himself and Myles Garrett Kobe and Shaq. He said, come on back. We're Kobe and Shaq. So that means Denzel Ward is definitely coming back. Definitely coming back. I want them to keep Chubb too. If you didn't see my video on Nick Chubb, it is on the channel. I want to cry. You see my jersey in the back, how much I love Nick Chubb. I still think it's despicable that they're not bringing Nick Chubb back. But that's not going to cry because I'm happy right now. I think Ward takes a cut due to injuries. I'm doing pretty good, Stormy. I'm in a good mood. I am in a good mood. I think we can say overpay, not overpay. I don't care because it's not my money. I don't count people's pockets. I don't count people's pockets. I don't care. This is a great move for Cleveland fans. I am tired of losing players. I don't want to see Myles Garrett be great somewhere else. I want to see fans complain about him in my city, my jersey. Thank you, Consistency, with the $20 donation. Appreciate you. so much, my guy. Listen, I'm getting close to Myles Garrett. $20. Here we go.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
They need to bring Chubb Rock back. What? AB does it again. Deshaun Watson was an ownership decision, not GM coach. AB does it. I don't know. That may have been Jimmy Haslam. Django. He's like, hey, enough of this crap. How you doing, Django? They're letting Chubb go. Mike, as far as we know, they're not going to match anything as far as free agency goes with Nick Chubb. I made a video about it, Mike. I'm sure you commented on it. I'm sad about Nick Chubb, but I'm trying to stay positive. What up, John? Thank you, Lovey Marie. $5 from Lovey Marie. You guys are like, wait a minute. If Myles can do it, so can Corey. Let's get it. Appreciate you for the $5 donation, Lovey.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Myles breaks the bank. That definitely was Haslam. He was scared in Cleveland. Listen, and also what this does to me, Myles attracts free agents. Think about this. Myles goes somewhere else. What is attractive to come to Cleveland and play if you're a free agent? Who was it that said free agency starts tomorrow? Somebody in the chat. Who was it? Let me go up. I want to give credit where credit is due. Jay Mir, if you're still here, I got to give you your credit. Jay Mir said free agency starts tomorrow. Let's just say this trade thing is still going on. And, heels are dug in. I hate it here. I want to leave. They suck. What makes free agents want to come to Cleveland? You got your best player. Your best player doesn't want to play for your team. And now, why would I want to go there? You won't trade him. He doesn't want to play there. Why do I want to go to Cleveland? But now he's back. You made him the highest paid player, defensive player, non-quarterback. Okay. You pay your players. It's good to see. Maybe there's light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe. We got a lot of work to do, but it's light at the end of the tunnel. Positive Pete is back. That's me. Positive Pete is back. Jay Mir, I did. Hey, see, I got you, man. Credit where credit is due. 5-12 never looked so good. He has a great seat at the table to help pick who he plays with. Highest paid defensive end. Draft Abdul, get Mills Road, top of the second, and get a bridge GB and let them compete. Bridge QB, I think that's what that meant, said that. He sold his soul. He John Cena'd RF? He sold his soul to the final boss? I thought he was smart. He will regret this for the rest of his life. Maybe so, RNF. But that's $123.5 million guaranteed. This is a step in the right direction. Well, I guess I got to start packing Shedeur. Time to learn perfect timing. If you haven't already, I reacted to Shedeur highlights, a potential quarterback for the Browns, over on the channel. Maybe the Browns do get Shedeur at number 2. Maybe they don't. We'll have to wait and see. No Myles, no ticket sales, period, point blank. That's a very good point. Ticket sales as well. You got to think about new stadium, attracting the new stadium being built, making sure butts are in those seats. He would not regret having that much money. What happened to Myles not getting traded? Keegan, hey, we ain't no more. No more. He is here to stay. We can wear our Myles Garrett jerseys. They told me bust down my app. Perfect timing. 10-7, hopefully. So now the big question is for Myles Garrett. Nice. I just saw the news. Wow, that's nuts. It is nuts. He definitely used a trade request as leverage. You think it was a leverage move? I never thought about it that way. So let's put that scenario out there. Are you saying he never wanted traded? I like these scenarios to put out there. I think he wanted traded. But how do you turn down $123.5 million guaranteed? Because you're not guaranteed to win a Super Bowl no matter where you go. No matter where you go, you're not guaranteed to win a Super Bowl. But you never know. Maybe it was a shrewd move. You hope we get Abdul or Cam? I want a quarterback. Listen, I still believe a lot of people don't agree with me. I still believe you get a quarterback at number 2. I am not on this. I could be wrong, but I'm not the person that thinks draft that second round and all this. No, you got to win now. Kevin Stefanski's job is on the line. You're still paying a quarterback $200 and something million. Your chance to get a quarterback on the cheap is here and now. You pick the best guy available at quarterback. And everybody says it's Cam and Shador. You have a chance to get one of those guys. You go and get them. I heard somebody on the radio talking about how draft experts said Joe Burrow's hands were too small. He didn't have good throw power. They say Shador's throw power, it's okay. Say the same thing about Joe Burrow. I'm not saying he's Joe Burrow, but sometimes you got to listen to these draft experts and tell them to shut up. Okay? You get your guy if your guy is there. If Cam's there at 2, you pick him. If Shador's there, you pick him. That's my belief because we're paying so much money in Deshaun Watson. Our only chance for a cheap, good quarterback is in this draft. But that's just my opinion. Njoku did the same thing. Use trade for leverage. That's a good point. What a waste of a great talent to keep Garrett. R&F, don't be so upset. Be happy. Or maybe you don't like the Browns, then you're not happy. That makes sense. That would make sense too. What up, Josiah? Draft the QB. We can get another edge. That is facts. This edge class is deep. Sanders does not need to be in Cleveland. He's too young and will definitely get into trouble in these streets. Can you get in trouble in the Cleveland streets? I don't live in Cleveland. Now, in the Miami streets, you can get in trouble. The LA streets, a lot goes on. Can you get in trouble in the Cleveland streets? I'm just asking. But we all should be, as Cleveland fans, I believe, very happy this didn't drag out. We're in March. I thought this was going to drag out until August, September. Yesterday, they were saying Myles was willing to sit out games. Yesterday. That's August. September, ladies and gentlemen. This was what's going to happen. And now, here we are. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Woo! Can we jump back in the first round and draft Stewart? That would be scary with Myles. At Loving Marie, athletes get in trouble in Cleveland. Something's wrong. That's a reflection of that athlete, not Cleveland. Tweak Pat, 10 gifty wifties. Willie, Tim, CT, Jay, my wrestling channel, Daniel, Olin, Swarded, David, James. Yo, shout out, Tweet, Pat. Thank you, my guy. Thank you, Tweak Pat. 10 gifty wifties. Shadour's a quality QB. He's accurate, poised, mobile, smart, and has a good arm. His downfall was his O-line. He ran for his life all 4 years of college and had 3-to-1 pass to interception ratio. I did react to his highlights. Go take a look at it. I may react to every single quarterback that the Browns can possibly draft from here until the draft. So stay tuned. But go ahead and take a check. Go ahead and take a look at that if you haven't already. It will be greatly appreciated. But back to what I was saying. Thank you, Tweak Pat. I think we all thought this was going to go until August, September. We were going to cry until training camp. But now we can move on and we can focus on making this team better. What to do next? Myles is locked in, ready to roll. The defense's best player, cornerstone's here. Now what do we do? Now what do we get? I love it. Make sure what did I miss? Did I miss anything? I was too busy just running around. Gifty Wifties. I don't think I missed anything. Hey, y'all, been a while. How's it, everyone? Thank you, Tweak Pat. Keep Myles. We'll get us a division championship. Personally, wouldn't mind going edge at 2 if the Titans don't go Abdul, if we can get Jackson Dart. I gotta react to Jackson Dart. A lot of people like Jackson Dart. I gotta react to him. Because a lot of people like Jackson Dart. I did hear that he may be the 3rd best quarterback in the draft, and he may get to round 2, but that's it. Does everybody love Jackson Dart in the chat? Let me know. And what is it about Jackson Dart that we love so much? Let me know. And here is the reaction to Shedeur Sanders, if you haven't seen it already. He had a phenomenal combine. I'd like to have Ward over Sanders. Okay. I pinned it to the chat if you haven't seen it already. The Shedeur reaction. We might need a legitimate receiver. Not impressed with Dart. Thank you, Abdul. I'm sorry. Diver Bob. Adding Abdul Carter would be fire. $10 donation. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
If you're just joining us, hit that like button. Breaking news, if you're just joining, getting out of church, waking up, depending on the time. We lost an hour last night. Time went forward. I understand it. Myles Garrett, he woke up and said, you know what? I love money. And maybe he loves Cleveland too. Record-breaking contract is what they said. They told me. $40 million a year for Myles Garrett, $123.5 million. If you just woke up, that's what we're talking about, and other things as well. He is a Cleveland Brown to stay. Gotta love it. Thank you for the $10 donation, Diver Bob. You would love Abdul Carter. William, what are you not impressed about Dart? Neither is Amp Edits. I'm going to have to react to him too. His highlights. Dart is mediocre. Okay. He had a phenomenal combine, played in the most competition out of all the QBs, which is something you need in the AFC North. Milrose is a sleeper, similar to Jalen. You're accurate. I'm just nervous about getting another young player who ends up in the headlines for something other than football. Talking about Shedeur. I agree, Ward over Sanders. Deion doesn't want his son to play in Cleveland. It could be dumb to pick him. Nuke, he did say he talked to all 3 of the top teams and he's good to go. It was in the interview. He did say that. So that debunks that at least as far as that goes. He did speak to all 3 top teams. Jim Short's Warrior, his career was mad. Do we call a good combine Jim Short's Warrior? Is that what we call it? Jim Schwartz Warrior? That's hilarious. I like that term, Jim Schwartz Warrior. Listen, I'm in a good mood with the Myles Garrett situation. I just think, as far as Myles goes, that something had to be said for him to go, okay, I'll take 123.5 million guaranteed. Because he was like, I don't care what you do, get me out of here. That's the conversation I wish we knew. And maybe after the day goes by throughout the week, we will figure out what was said. We don't need that Sanders circus. We got enough issues. If Milroe could work on his football tells, and especially his football IQ, he could be decent. I'm just worried about him getting beat up too much and lose too much confidence. Okay, Tweet Pat, Alabama guru, you would know more about Jalen than I would ever know. So I am going to definitely take your advice when it comes to that. Django, you would know too. You're a Georgia fan. You guys are SEC. Come by as fool's gold. I'm for whoever brings Cleveland in the W, to be honest. Listen, I just want to win. That's all I want. That's all I want. Do the Browns always make good decisions? No. I'm not one of those. I tried to be a rah-rah guy because there's a lot of negativity that goes on when it comes to Cleveland. A lot of negativity. I try to be positive. But when I have to, I call a spade a spade. They truly messed up by signing Deshaun Watson. They took a gamble and they failed. And now they got to fix it. And how do you fix it? You're starting over at quarterback. So it's pressure to pick the right one. This is pressure for them to pick the right one. And it's going to be pressure on who they pick. They're going to be under more pressure than probably any quarterback that gets picked in this draft because of the mistake that Cleveland made. Now, they're going to have to clean up the mistake that Cleveland made, so they're going to be under that pressure. Who can handle that the best? That's the question that I don't have the answer to, unfortunately. We're going to have to figure that out. You didn't hear about that news? I don't know if it will be a circus. I really don't know. Deion's still in college. He's coaching Colorado. So I don't know if it's going to be a circus. We had Baker Mayfield and Johnny Manziel. They had their own little issues, and we dealt with that fine. Everybody didn't like Baker's commercials, and, he was snarky in interviews and things like that. And we dealt with that, and we were fine. So I think everybody has their own little things, and Johnny was Johnny. It is what it is at this point. So I think it would be fine. Shador, Dart, Brady, Coke, or Will? The real question is, will Corey continue to wear Chubb? Yes, I will. I love Nick Chubb. Yes, Deion did give the okay for Shador to Cleveland. And you know who else gave the okay to Cleveland? Myles Garrett. If you're just tuning in, Myles Garrett, record signing contract. Myles to the Browns. Well, not to the Browns. He was already here. But to stay with the Browns, $40 million a year, $123.5 million guaranteed, highest non-quarterback paid in the NFL. I don't know how the Browns are doing it. I don't know how they're shelling out all this money, but that is not my problem to understand. Shador himself seems fine with going to Cleveland. He does seem fine. I don't think Cam Ward will be there at number 2. A lot of people like Cam Ward better than Shador Sanders, but I just don't think he will be available at number 2, whether Tennessee has given up on Will Levis and takes Cam Ward, or somebody who needs a quarterback goes up and gets him. Anthony Peterson, thank you for subscribing, my guy. Greatly appreciated. Hopefully you are enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button. Turn on your notifications because listen, Anthony, Myles Garrett is back. Prime will try to control the team because his son is on it. Like I said, I don't know how he can control him while he's coaching. He has too much other stuff to do. Now, if he's that great that he can coach a college program and control Shador, then listen, I need him to help me because that is a talented situation to do. I don't think he will. He knows how hard it is to play in the NFL. I don't think he'll do that. I really don't. But like I said, I could be wrong, Nuke. I'm not always right. When I'm wrong, I own it. Come on this camera and say, I suck. But when I'm right, which it happens sometimes, I just smile and say thank you for being right one time in my life. Signing Garrett to an extension, how does it make sense? Contrary to popular opinions, he hasn't been franchise changing. All this kissing Garrett, I'll say butt, trying to keep it clean, is asinine. They bought his affections as they did Watson. Well, I disagree with a lot of that. Myles Garrett has been the best player on Cleveland since he has arrived. Probably the second best player since they came back besides Joe Thomas. So now you could say he hasn't won a Super Bowl. I'll give you that. But you don't let a player like Myles Garrett walk. You just don't do it. There were teams ready to line up to get Myles Garrett. You had players campaigning for this man. I'll leave it at that. Here's what I love about Shador. He wants to legitimately take the challenge of turning the organization around. He does. He does. He said it too. And you know what else I like? I like his rivalry with Cam Ward. Them two have a rivalry, and I love it because it's going to push both of them to be great. They want to win. They want to win now. And I think that's going to help both of their careers. That competitive edge. They're going to look and see what each other is doing. I love that. Nothing like some competition. AAA, you are late. You are late. You missed it. How you doing, man? You don't let Chubb go either? I don't. Listen, y'all know how I feel about Nick Chubb, man. Y'all know how I feel. My favorite player on the team by far. It's not even close. What up, Janet? How are you doing, Janet? 33 months and Vera is here. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Greatly appreciated. 33?
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Lost my headphone in the process. My bad. Him and Ward are competitive, but it's all love between them for sure. They could they are going to push each other. He'll win out again. We'll see. We'll see. What did Joe Thomas do? All right. Well, you are just a negative person today, Keith. Keith, how are you doing this morning, this afternoon? Just so upset today. You're just so upset. Echo. Oh, shoot. You're right. My sounds are up. T-Pain. Thank you, Janet, for the 150.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thank you so much. What primetime energy are you referring to, Shador? Must have missed that part. You get a new emote in the month? Ah, crap. I got to think of an emote.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
35 months AAA. Thank you so much. I got to think of a new emote for 3 years. Dag nabbit. I don't know what to do. I'm just excited. You know, if we get Sanders, then Cam Ward will go off and vice versa. I think they're both going to be good. Hope we hit a home run with these quarterbacks when the O-line is weak and the receiving corp is weak. Maybe I just have an old-fashioned mentality. You know what I think, Nuke? I think no Browns fan is going to be happy with what the Browns do. They're just not. If they pick somebody they like, they'll be happy because it's the player they want. If they don't pick somebody they like, they're not going to be happy because it's not what they want. So nothing the Browns do with their pick at number 2 is going to make them happy unless it's their guy. So half of the fan base will be happy and half of the fan base won't because it's not the person that they want. So the Browns, unfortunately, aren't going to make everybody happy because it's not the person that they wanted them to pick. That's how it works, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Like, I'm not happy that Nick Chubb is going to leave. I absolutely hate it. I think it's trash, and I think you should treat Nick Chubb better. Some people say it's just a business. He's had 2 knee surgeries. I say F that. But it doesn't matter what I think because I'm just a fan. But I'm still going to root for him. But it sucks. Build from the inside out instead of looking for a flashy big name QB when the rest of the squad is weak. So question, Nuke, do you want them to take a quarterback in the 7th round? And then people will still be mad at that. They could draft all offensive linemen and whatever, pick a quarterback in the 7th round, and people will still be mad. It doesn't matter what the Browns do, people will be upset. They will be upset if they get, well, people used to want Drew Allard, but that has died down now because he's not good. But people wanted Drew Allard. That used to be the thing. Now I'm curious about the plan for QB. There has to be something in the cards. I am too, Brian. There's still rumors of Kirk Cousins, which doesn't really tickle my fancy due to his Achilles injuries and all that great stuff. But it is what it is. If they take him, I'll just have to root for him. Corey's almost guaranteed taxes. Whoever we pick is going to be a bust. What up, Shino? How you doing, my guy? Hey. Don't count pockets, man. Don't count pockets. You're just upset because he's still on the Browns and not on Pittsburgh. I would love for y'all to pick Kirk Cousins. I'm really trying hard not to think about it, but if Chubb goes anywhere when he comes here, he runs all over us, I'm probably going to be cheering on the inside. I just don't want him to go to the Ravens or the Steelers. That's all I want. It doesn't mean, Jack, if you don't have a QB, you're not winning with just a strong running game. What did I miss with that? Get better linemen, upgrade the running game, get an outside linebacker, then get a QB. How many teams have won a Super Bowl with a mediocre QB in the past 5 years? Let me know. Put it in the chat. The last 5 years, who won a Super Bowl with a mediocre QB? Because that's what you're getting in round 7 of the draft. Jalen Hurts is not a mediocre QB. That's just hating right now. That's called hating. No one. Exactly. I said 5 years. 2015, 10. Peyton Manning is not mediocre. That's just disrespectful. First of all, Hall of Famer. Did he play? He played decent, but he's not mediocre. Imagine if we get Joey Bosa. I'd take that. I feel you, Django. I'm trying to read everybody's comments. I'm trying. There's a lot of negativity, but I'm trying. Get Sam Darnold. He's going to cost too much money, Jerome Green. Sam Darnold's going to want too much money. We just paid Myles Garrett $123 million. He's going to want too much money, Jerome. How you doing, my guy? He's going to want too much money. Sam Darnold. Especially off the year he just had, minus the last 2 games. He's going to want too much money. But the point I was making, you don't win Super Bowls with a mediocre quarterback in today's game. It's not going to happen. It's not like you can roll out Trent Dilfer and win a Super Bowl. You can't do it. Especially in the AFC North, where you have 2 of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league, Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson. 2 of the top 5 in your own division. Are you going to have Jerry Jeudy as receiver 1? Maybe. I don't know. We could. He was balling out with Jameis Winston. He showed he's good. Don't disrespect Jerry Jeudy that way. I see what you're getting at there. That was some disrespect to Jerry Jeudy. He was balling out when there was somebody that could throw him the football. That was a little low-key disrespect at Jerry Jeudy. I see what you were doing there. But he was balling out when he had somebody with eyes that could throw him the ball. Somebody with 2 pupils could throw him the ball. He was balling out. Where did AB find the money? We were cap strapped. Hey, man, Jimmy Haslam wired him a Zelle and said, get it done. Got this feeling that Darnold staying in mini and JJ will be available. JJ McCarthy, you have to have the QB first. Make 0 sense to draft the QB last and then rebuild again around the new QB. Draft Shador and let's go. Steelers are going to take Jackson Dart in the second. Super Bowls with defense. You're not winning with Kirk, Sam, or any free agent. Too many holes. A young, talented QB will be wasted. Jerry Jeudy is good. I'm just saying you need more talent. But with this contract, I don't seem like you can pay more unless through the draft. Jerry Jeudy is the top 10 wideout in the league. The problem with Jameis is that he has as many turnovers as TDs. Can't blame receivers for poor QB play. All valid points there. Some good valid points there. But what you can't do is you can't let a defensive player as Myles Garrett's caliber walk out that door, especially when your franchise is not very good right now. You can't do it. But can you imagine Myles Garrett strolling along to, let's say, Detroit and wreaking havoc, and then the Browns getting whatever they got for Myles Garrett, 2 first-round picks and whatever? No, not going to happen. The fan base will lose their mind. The ones that are saying right now, oh my goodness, too much money. If they traded Myles Garrett and didn't get the return they felt were good, they would throw Andrew Berry in front of a moving train. You cannot let Myles Garrett walk out that door. You can't do it. Who was the last defensive Super Bowl win? Super Bowl win? You mean the last Super Bowl defensive team? I think Baltimore. I think so. It has to be Baltimore with Trent Dilfer. I think it was Baltimore. It had to be. 2000 Baltimore. With Ray Lewis and the crew. I think so. AFC teams can score. Buccaneers had a good defense, but I don't know the score that was. I know Brad Johnson was the quarterback. Jay Gruden was the coach. They played the Raiders. I don't remember the score of that game. I don't remember the score of that game. But the quarterback was Trent Dilfer. He was not the greatest quarterback in the world. 2012 Ravens, they had a pretty good offense. They had everybody's favorite Joe Flacco. Everybody's Joe Flacco. Wait a minute. Joe Flacco was on that team. What are we talking about? 48-24. Thank you. Yeah, so that, I mean, their defense was good, but it wasn't the 2000 Ravens good. That defense was just on another level. They scored 6 points. Good luck. Do I think the contract was worth it? It doesn't matter, YT, if I think it's worth it, if the Browns thinks it's worth it. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter. If the Browns thinks it's worth it, it's worth it. You're worth what somebody is willing to pay you. That's it. You are worth what somebody's willing to pay you. So guess what? Myles Garrett is worth $123.5 million. Doesn't matter what I think. It's what the Browns think. The Browns think he's worth it. So he is. He got 123.5 guaranteed AAA, $40 million a year. Consistency, there you go. The 2006 Legion of Boom. How did we forget them? They destroyed the Denver Broncos, who had the best offense smoking, held them to 10 points. How did we forget them? Consistency, thank you. They smoked them. The Denver Broncos had a high-flying offense. They were demolishing every single team with that offense. And then, my goodness, they ran into the Legion of Boom and couldn't do anything. My goodness. How did I forget? Von Miller was a beast in that Super Bowl for the Denver win. He was. I was looking at it from the front office standpoint, considering the Browns have made very iffy decisions. But if you're, let's say this. Let's say Myles Garrett supposedly is not worth the money. If you're going to overpay anybody on Cleveland, it's Myles Garrett. You will overpay Myles Garrett. If you're going to overpay anybody, it's Myles Garrett. So if you say, or if anybody says, I don't think he's worth that money, if you pick anybody on Cleveland, it's Myles Garrett that you overpay. It's him. Reigning Defensive Player of the Year. Stats doesn't even continue to tell the story about Myles Garrett. The man played on injured feet last year, still dominating opponents when sometimes the numbers don't tell the story of the game. So if you go from a front office perspective, and if we do want to paint the story of he's overpaid, that's the one player I'm willing to overpay and not let walk out that door. Because if you want other players to come to Cleveland, you got to sometimes pay the best players on the team. And it starts with Myles Garrett. You overpay Myles Garrett. He has done too much for this franchise. And I know he hasn't won a Super Bowl. Okay, he hasn't won a Super Bowl. Nobody's won a Super Bowl in Cleveland. But he is that darn good. You cannot let him walk out that door, go to another franchise. Can't do it. Can't allow it, in my humble opinion. What up, Scott? How you doing? All this run and gun is not the dog pound. What about the rest of the roster? What about him? What about him, Roger? What about him? Myles affects the game before the game. You can play off the game play that offense uses a lot to try and neutralize them. Game plan. Got you. But that's just my opinion. Some people, maybe they wanted Myles Garrett gone. I don't know why you would want Myles Garrett gone. I didn't. I was coming to grips with he was going to be traded. I was coming to grips with he was going to be traded, trying to envision life without Myles Garrett and Nick Chubb, but now I don't have to do that. So I am good. I couldn't imagine this defense without Myles Garrett. This defense already was a disappointment compared to the year before. And when you took him off the field, you weren't scared. Who were you scared of? That's nothing you got to think about. Should have traded for King's ransom because Cleveland needs a lot more than that. They wouldn't have got a King ransom, first of all, because Myles Garrett took that leverage away. Coming out and saying, I want out of here. I hate it here. That leverage was gone because teams knows they had to trade Myles Garrett. So they wouldn't have got the King's ransom that people were thinking the Browns were going to get. Because the Browns didn't have all the leverage in the world to trade Myles Garrett. Because he came out and said, I want out. I hate it here. It did a world tour. A world tour. So teams are like, okay, like we want him, but we ain't giving up all that. Jalen Hurts, the top 10 QB. Who's saying he's not a top 10 QB? Did I miss something? What up, Jix? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing real good. I am really good. Oh, somebody must have said something about, I must have missed it. They need to figure out how to keep Chubb. I don't care about anything else right now. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to. But it is what it is at this point. Their D destroyed Mahomes. Something about the Eagles. They did. The defense was phenomenal. Phenomenal that game. Which I wasn't shocked, but the Commanders were able to score on that defense. The week before, I know I'm getting on a tangent. The week before, the Commanders were able to score on that defense. Their mistakes cost them muffed punts and things like that, but the Commanders were able to score the week before, but Kansas City could do absolutely nothing. So that kind of shocked me that they couldn't do anything, but that defense was phenomenal. Jaden Daniels is a beast, though. He is. Hopefully he can do it again this year. You know, that second year is always the toughest year for a rookie quarterback because now teams have film on your whole first year. Now you got to come out and do it again. That second year is really tough, but Jaden Daniels, he shocked a lot of people because nobody thought the Commanders were going to the NFC Championship. Nobody except him. So what are we signing or drafting at safety? Get Delpit some help back there? That's a good question. We're 52 guys short. That's a little exaggeration. The whole team's not bad. But I am a happy camper right now. Besides the whole Nick Chubb situation, I am a happy camper. I think you have to do this. You can argue about the money. You can say he's not worth it. Myles Garrett is worth it for the Cleveland Browns. Seeing number 95 out there, fans are going to appreciate it that he is back on that field. Commercial scrutiny? What are you talking about? Now, if we can get Nick Chubb back, it'd be even better, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's going to be very interesting to see who the Browns are able to get in free agency. Will they bring in a Kirk Cousins for that bridge quarterback? I don't know what they're going to do. We'll see. I don't want to see Kirk Cousins, but it's not about what I want. It's about what the Browns want, and I just am here for the ride. We do have two top five. You're right. Burrow and Lamar. You can pick who you think is better. You can have an argument for whoever, but they're both top five QBs. And that's what you're chasing right now in the AFC North. That's why I think you got to get one. You got to get you a good quarterback and you got to get one fast. Delaying the inevitable is not going to help. But that's going to be it for me. If they're letting him test the market, they can match it. It's still disrespectful, just like Jim Brown before him. Chubb should be in the building forever. I agree. I totally agree. But I want to thank all of you for stopping in, whether we agree or we disagree. That's why you have conversations. If it's your first time in, I never say I'm right or I know it all. I'm just a fan with an opinion. And hopefully, this is a domino that starts positive things for Cleveland, because last year absolutely sucked if you're a Browns fan. If you're not a Browns fan, then it didn't suck for you because you could care less. You're just like, it is what it is. You won 3 games, deal with it. But This is what we do here, man. I try to read your chats. Now, if you get disrespectful or all that, I don't read them. But I try to read all your chats. It's kind of hard, but I do try to do that because we try to be interactive here on this channel. So if you like what you're seeing, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, turn on all your notifications. Tweet Pat, thank you for the gifty wifties, man. Thank you for all the donations. If you haven't already, check out the reaction I did on Shador. I'm going to try to react on all the quarterbacks that the Browns could possibly draft, and let's see what they do. I don't care who they draft, to be honest with you. I just want them to be good, and I want to win. I have no stock in any of them because they're not going to do anything for me. They're not putting money in my pocket. I just want them to win. But at the end of the day, I see y'all. It's all good. And until next time, it's all love. Peace.